Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena Brawl video, where we're going to be finally actually having a look at a token gesture as its own deck. So, the commander for a token gesture is still Amara, Soul of the Accord. I believe I mentioned this last time as well, but realistically, I think this deck just works better if you have Reese in there, or even as the commander, by quite a long shot. For starters, it's 1 mana cheaper, so it comes down earlier, and the second, it's not requiring it to tap in order to generate tokens. The only downside is they don't have lifelink, but that's a minor issue in the grand scheme of things. However, I have made some changes to it for Theros, though a lot of them are very changes. Because, like, as a main example, Elspeth Sun's Nemesis, on paper, does everything that we want it to do. It's able to buff creatures, it's able to create tokens, we can gain life in emergencies, and it's got recursion, which I don't think any of our other cards really have any of that. So, being able to pull itself out of the graveyard and exiling things that we're not going to be using anyway, gives us recurring value. But at the same time, the card that I've cut for it, mainly just because we wanted to have some Theros cards in there, was, I believe, Inspired Charge, which gives all creatures +2/+1 until end of turn, which is similar to the -1 of Elspeth, but the main plus with it is it's instant. So we can do it as a combat trick, we can blow out opponents' blocks, and we can get surprise lethal with it. So, Inspired Charge is arguably a better option here. And this also reminds me that Mace of the Valiant exists, and probably would also be a good option in here, but it's fine, I feel. Especially given there is a lot more artifact and enchantment hate this time around because of the presence of things like the gods, which I probably should have also put in a bit of a better answer to in, but yeah, that's one of the few cards, Banishing Light, that was added without hesitation, as it's able to exile any non-land permanent, so it's a step up from Prison Realm, which can only get creatures and planeswalkers, which is still obviously good in its own right, as, you know, it hits all commanders, so it's always going to have something that's it's relevant with, but this way, we're able to hit anything as we need it. And then the one other card which has been added is Commanding Presence, which enchanted creature gets +2/+2, has first strike, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you create a 1/1 human soldier token. There was a few enchantments in Theros that had effects that created tokens. This is the only one that I've actually stuck in, because there's a few decent options for making tokens if you're looking at Theros. But it's just a matter of efficacy. I don't know what I'm Theros. I need to search tokens. Since we can make a wall, and we're able to get a plains land with Birth of Meletis, which does have its uses, but it's not straight up ramp. And then the wall doesn't lead us to victory. We are trying to be somewhat aggressive by overwhelming our opponents with numbers. So that one, not all that fussed about it. Own of the Sun is a good way to create some tokens, but Raise the Alarm is more cost effective, so I'm not sure I want to spend 3 mana on that. Archon of the Sun's Grace requires us to build around having more enchantments to get the value out of it, so it works well with the Siona deck that I built, but isn't quite as fitting in here when we're just trying to go for more pure tokens. Commanding Presence actually is in there. Elspeth is able to make them. Reverent Hoplite, which Devotion to White we can get quite a bit of, because we have things like Oakham Ranger, Conclave Cavalier, and I believe we are a lot more white than green, so it's able to produce a lot of tokens, potentially, but at the same time, it's 5 mana, and if we don't have a lot of white on the field at that time because there's been a board wipe, or if a board wipe's about to come, then it's quite a blowout. And the body on its own isn't that impressive, so this is a card that could be really good, but also is a little bit too situational for my liking, especially since tokens don't count towards the devotion count. Wolf Willow Haven, which is ramp. I decided against this just because we are pretty low on our curve. With, honestly, I think I probably could cut Camaraderie and maybe even Thorn Mammoth from the top end, just because they're a little bit too situational. But it's fine, I feel, for the most part. The first row on games only creates us 1 token. It does give us the potential to draw cards and to buff things, but with getting things with power 4 or greater, it's counters. It goes up. Citywide Bust ends up hitting them. Arasta made its way in, since it's a bit more niche, with only when opponents cast instants and sorceries creating spiders. But they do have reach, which answers the flying issue that this deck can have, and it also then plays against certain decks a little bit better by producing a bunch more bodies. With Divine Visitation, it can pretty much shut them out if they're not able to answer that quickly. Mantle of the Wolf was one I was also considering. It's a good option to stick on Amara, just so that Amara is able to keep swinging and be pretty punchy. But at the same time, and then we're able to get the 2 wolf tokens when the thing dies. But whereas Commanding Presence gives first strike, so we can get more favorable trades, and also creates more tokens if it's not blocked. Mantle of the Wolf only happens on death, so... when Mantle of the Wolf is put into the graveyard specifically. So it does still work with the commander, but it was a close one to making it in, but I decided to cut it just because it was a toss-up. And then obviously Siona, who I made a deck around, and it does make tokens, but it requires that build around again. It's a similar case with Ephemia and Conrad, where I'd put one in one deck. I wouldn't even put Amara in the other deck, I guess. I don't think I did. But yeah, that case where, same colors, but similar effects, but different in a slightly minor way that does require a different build around. So yes, there's not much that's been added on, and I think that, it performed really well in the quickfire round, the rapid-fire round. So hopefully it will do well here. But let's just get into the games, I guess. Okay, right off the bat, we're facing off with Niv Mizzet, which is not the most promising of signs. Neither is this mana. Let's mulligan that. Yeesh. This is marginally better, but not ideal. I'll keep it, and I'm going to hope for that green land. That's not a green land. So we do at least get Amara with a counter with Guildmage's Forum, but it's not the most ideal, and that's really not a good sign. Yeah. Because they are... Yeah, they've got Niv Mizzet available to them right here, right now. There's the green mana. And that is going to pay the full 3. I should have probably actually, at that point, Night of Autumned and blown up the Altar of the Pantheon. Okay, never mind, I'm blowing up that instead. Will you pay all 4? Yep. Okay. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Get rid of that citadel now. Niv Mizzet Reborn is going to just fill his hand with... There's a Casualties of War, a Hydrid Krasis, a Vraska. I'm presuming they took the Casualties of War. I can't stop that Casualties of War from going off. So playing a Planeswalker doesn't provide any value. I don't want to drop the Temple Garden now, because they will just take advantage of that. I could... If I get rid of that, though, they can just get it back as well. That Casualties of War. I think I drop a Ketra, because that is a suitable threat that they're going to want to get rid of. And I'll swing with everything, because sure, I'll lose something, probably Amara. But I can always bring Amara back. And that Casualties of War is 100% going to be hitting God Eternal Aketra. They're going to blow up my Guildmage's Forum. That is an Agent of Treachery. That is infinitely worse. And this game is probably as good as over. Because I can Tribunal it, but then Casualties of War blows it up. I know what I can do. Conclave Tribunal that way. Push through as much damage as possible. Because they're probably saving that Casualties of War for when they can get a proper blowout. But the fact I know they've got it is just straight up a problem. Yep, they're gaining life back with that. Niv Mizzet is going to keep punching me down. Okay. I don't think I can come back from this. The fact that they've got so much mana that they can pump into that Hydroid Krasis to just fully refill their hand. I've not got the necessary removal to punch my way through this. Ugin's removal, Niv Mizzet, if I kill, can come back and just refill their hand. So I'm just gonna call it there. It's a difficult situation to be put in, that's for sure, because like there's still a lot I can do. I had a lot of pressure applied, but the writing was on the wall. That Casualties of War just stopped me from playing out a bunch of things, just because they could then remove them all. And yeah. Having to use my removal on my own stuff because they had an Agent of Treachery as well. Not the best. This is reasonable. I think this is reasonable. Amara can come down turn 2. Turn 3 I can Hanged Executioner. That does have me tempted to put Amara on turn... Oh, Nicol Bolas. Great, more control. Okay, what do you take out? Hanged Executioner's solid removal, but Dawn of Hope is a draw engine, so... With Dawn of Hope gone... Oh, I love that Arasta there. I'm 100% going to go for Amara. They can easily have removal to eat this, but that's fine. Amara's cheap, comes down quickly. And it's removal that's then not going to be used on Arasta. I do think that's worth blowing up with Knight of Autumn, though. On the basis that they're a Nicol Bolas deck. Getting rid of their mana acceleration, getting rid of their mana fixing. They obviously know that I had it in hand, so they were playing it probably with that knowledge, but I still think it's an incredibly worthwhile artifact to get rid of. Not that it matters, they've assembled their triple black, and yeah, they probably can quite safely play Nicol Bolas next turn without any issue. You know what, I'm going to attack first. They may have an instant or sorcery here that they want to use. But if they've got something they can use, they'll use it before Arasta resolves anyway. Honestly. Ritual of Soot. If they got a Ritual of Soot, that blows me out massively. I'll play it anyway. Play out a Hunted Witness. Have the Pledge of... Oh, I can't Pledge of Unity. I've only got the one white. That's a mistake. Okay, just a Chemist's Insight. That's fine. Nicol Bolas isn't too safe here. Three mana up. Oh, that Aketra, it's so tempting. Okay, let's attack. See whether or not they have anything. Apparently not. This could lead to a massive blowout if they do have a board wipe here. But at the same time, it applies so much pressure. Yeah. So I still have Hunted Witness
Check out these fireworks.
ready to go. That's a good raise of the alarm. So that punches... Well, if they -3 again, they can -1 to kill that, or +2. They'll have to +2 if I punch it. Okay, they can't straight up kill Arasta with Chandra. And I think I'm going to go in for the kill. They'll probably drop Nicol Bolas and kill Arasta, but then I can kill Nicol Bolas. But then they can bring him back. They've got the mana to bring him back, so... Do I just raise this?
To make a really big fireball.
Because they can now -2 Chandra and exile Arasta. Actually, that's a good point. I forgot about Nicol Bolas' ability to copy. Ugh. Ah, no. Okay, if I grab a planes... Okay. I mean, I have to get rid of something. Okay, I'll drop the Hanged Executioner. That gets me some pressure on the board here. God Eternal Ketra, Divine Visitation, Raise the Alarm. Can I afford... Oh, of course, they get the emblem with Chandra.
Let's get toasty.
Okay. Okay, I think I do set up with a Divine Visitation still. I've got 37 life, they're not burning me that quickly. Oof. Super Friends Assemble.
Train everything. Keep an open mind.
Yep, that's a lot of Super Friends. Okay. Okay, here's my game plan. Divine Visitation, flash and raise the alarm, and that should hopefully be enough to kill them if it resolves. That is also tempting. Oh no, please don't have a... If they've got... No! Ah! It's all falling apart. Because they can now +2 again.
It's not too hot for you. Oh, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty. Meditate and prepare.
It's so close I can feel it, but just not close enough. And they got so many super friends there now that...
Choose wisely, because the other one's going bye-bye.
Can I come back from this at this stage? Because that's 4 damage. Next turn it's going to be 6. They've got a counterspell in hand. They've got the mana for the counterspell. Yeah. Because I think I just accidentally skipped my turn. Because I was skipping through their triggers. Yeah, that's... Yep. Oh, no. That felt bad. I played into that burnout, and it burned me out hard. Come on, I have faith in you. You did well in the rapid-fire round. Don't let us down this time. Oh, not visit again. It's gonna just be a control day, I feel. This is pretty decent. I've got Amara, I've got Raise the Alarm, I've got Banishing Light as removal, and a Divine Visitation, so I'm actually tempted to hold on to that Raise the Alarm if I can get a little bit more mana together. Starting to ramp. I mean, a turn using Banishing Light on Incubation Druid's not the worst. I do have to shut down their ramp a little bit. Cindervines blows up Divine Visitation. Cindervines blows up Divine Visitation. Okay. If they have something here for that 1 mana, I'm pretty sure it's just the Cindervines trigger, but actually I had Assemble F anyway. I share Assemble, so it's not too risky there. I do think I'm Banishing Light. Because they can obviously blow up Cindervines to get rid of this. But I want them to do that. Thank you. Yeah, Divine Visitation is a lot more important. They now get Niv Mizzet. Although the awkward thing is, I don't actually have the means to drop it this turn. Let's attack in. We'll attack in with both and see what they do. Because presumably they block Amara. They might think I've got something and decide against it. They're only partially correct on. Oh. That's awkward. That's pretty awkward. Please attack with Niv Mizzet. Yes. Unfortunately for them, I do have a card that now makes it so that, whilst obviously not... Oh, that was close. Oh, that's good as well. So I can now attack safely with my Amara, making myself an angel. No! Okay. Okay, now it's actually over. If I can't get rid of that Ethereal Absolution. I can get 2 counters on that, but that's not going to be enough. Actually. Can I erase this? I don't think so. But at least in this instance, it's not like the other games where it's going to take a while for them to win. Oh, I might just be able to do it. Okay. Because they can pump that. It gets 3 counters. So... Okay, I think I might just have this here, because they adapt that. A Pledge of Unity. I'm on 4. If they can't kill me now, this is a good game. Oh, wait, they've got... My creatures live! Okay, it's... Oh, this is right down to the wire. They've got the time wipe, though. And if they use it, then I am actually out of this game. Yep, there's the time wipe. It was so close. But that Ethereal Absolution. And yeah, that'll just straight up be able to kill me in a turn. Well, I can put a counter on it. But yeah, they're gonna just kill me this way. There's not much I can do here, because it's not going to be big enough to punch through. And that gains them more life. Having this dead raise the alarm in hand just hurts. Hurts so much, because it would have been so great if I just had one more turn. And yeah, that's not gonna fly. Because they're just gonna die to state-based actions. Woo. Yeah, they 100% want to finish this with Clothis.
You realize I do not stand. Now do you see the benefits of peace?
Oh, and they're gaining life with that as well. I forgot about that. This has been an unfortunate day for Amara and the Conclave. And I'm forced to plus.
Now do you see the benefits of peace?
And there goes a Ketra.
Watch out. These woods get awful dark. Try not to lose your head out there.
The only plus is if I draw my one board wipe, it does kill both of their things. The downside is I am forced to block Eero here or die. And you know what? Honestly, I'm just gonna let them kill me. Okay, Domri. This should hopefully be some fast aggro or some scary ramp. Well, here's the new cards dot set, but is this good enough? Opponent's going first. Screw it. This is completely dependent on me drawing a land. I drew a land. Because I now have Hunted Witness into Amara, into Pledge of Unity. No! I need that. Ah. Good old going first. Not got anything else I can play in my hand, so Rob of the Rich in this situation just feels bad. And then presumably they drop Domri. They can have Robber fight my token. They're tempted to just attack to see if I trade. Okay, they just got a land that time. And if I don't, they get to fight it. However, if they fight it, I can then kill Domri. So I'll let that happen. Or they can play Grumgully. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. Presumably they now... No blocks? Okay. I'll keep up my Pledge of Unity then. I also get to keep up Unbreakable Formation. Okay, Domri, you resolve.
I look forward to seeing you running away.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I do it now or later. Oh, God, no. I'm taking out this robber now.
We won't answer to other guilds.
Oh, that outflank is great. Okay, so do I Commanding Presence here on Amara? Or... I then don't get outflank. If I do this, can give them both... I can make them both buff. but both of them still die to Wildborn Preserver. I feel like I've made a mistake here. Oh well. Yeah, I should have... I mean, I still get to kill this. But Domri does get to survive.
Ain't the first time I've been knocked about.
I think I should have just put the Inspiring Presence down. Or Elspeth. Literally any other option I feel would have been slightly better. Whenever it attacks, gets plus X plus O, where X is the greatest power among things you control. It's pretty good.
How about it, boys?
Legion War Boss. That's also pretty good. So no blocks. This would have played perfect with the outflank as well. So, for attack with just Amara... I think I want to get as wide an unbreakable formation as possible. If I put this on that... Oh, this is difficult. Okay. But now I've got to... Yeah, I feel like I should have stuck that on something else. I guarantee Domri dies, and currently they have to spend all of their mana to replay Domri. But I feel like I could have got a lot more value there. Yeah, so they spend their entire turn playing Domri out again. But they get quite an aggressive punch back. None of these are rogues, at least.
That's the sound of a stampede coming straight at you.
Not good. Not good in the slightest.
Even the gods can be courage will
Alright, if they don't have anything with trample, I think I can still survive this. Just. It's like by a hair. And that's assuming they've not got anything with haste. That's got haste. And that's also got haste. And that's also got haste. Ah. Yeah, I feel like I misplayed this game hard. I feel like I could have done this one a lot better. Oh, and also Legion War Boss makes another token, so yeah. I feel like I misplayed this one. And that's a rogue, so they then get access to the spells again. Not that it matters in this instance. Yeah, since I'm dead... yeah, well... I mean, I'll still... Actually, just... Should probably still block sensibly. But yeah, I'm 100% dead. Well, that was, in the simplest of terms, unfortunate. I'm somewhat surprised that it went as badly as that, but at the same time we did end up going against 3 control decks, and yeah, and I feel like I massively misplayed that aggro game. I had a lot of moments where I was hesitating with what I choose to put things on. I used removal to get rid of stuff that I probably could have waited on later. I made a few attacks that were very obviously traps, so maybe I could have played into a little bit of a more defensive game. Threw away a lot of my soldiers unnecessarily. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, hopefully, regardless of that, you enjoyed the video. Yeah, I'll guess I'll see you all next time. I think this is the first time I've done a video where it's been a complete washout with no wins. So, yeah, I apologize. I failed you. A token gesture has failed to make any real impact there. Now, I should probably take a moment to just think over the inclusions and changes. So, it could be more worthwhile to put in a little bit more disruption. The fact that we're reliant on getting a wide board means that board wipes are pretty much game-ending regardless. And then only something like March of the Multitudes can bring us back in. It may be worthwhile lowering the curve further, taking out, like, Commanding Presence. It was great for putting on Amara and being able to then keep attacking with Amara, but at the same time, somewhat questionable at that cost. Something a little bit more aggressive in the early ranges might be more worthwhile. Yeah, more removal also could be worthwhile. Some sort of protection, evasion. And yeah, I think Camaraderie should probably come out, because we didn't get to... I think we got one game where we hit the 6 mana mark. And it can get us a lot of card draw, but I think in terms of winning the game... Like, if we're hitting the 6 mana, we want to win fast. We don't want to restock and try and rebuild, because at that point our opponents are probably on the upper hand. Thorn Mammoth also probably... If I'm going to have something really high-end, just as a top-end, Endrace Forerunners probably would work better. Maybe a little bit of ramp wouldn't go amiss. Something that has... Like, maybe I should stick the Hollow in, because that does give me some ramp, but also allows me to create a token later on. And as I said, Reese. Reese is just 100%. In fact, I think a lot of the problems, like Commanding Presence wouldn't be necessary to get Amara to attack to create tokens if we had Reese. Going in for a little bit more of a high end would be more worthwhile. Rebuilding's a little bit easier if we're able to get a few tokens down on the field. Yeah. So, hopefully the last few decks that I'm going to be playing with will fare a little better. But, yeah, sometimes things just don't work out. So yeah, as I said earlier, take care. I'll see you guys next time.